All who thirst for freedom may come with us.
Let's go.
All who thirst for freedom may come with us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Exodus Americanus. I'm Stone. With me as always is Roscoe. And we got a good bit to talk about today, I think, sir.
Woo-wee, Mr. Stone. We got a whole lot of business to go over. It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah, it has. I mean, last episode we went over Marco's obviously gay past, and I think that was the main thing we hit on. We just kind of did a random episode last week, but hopefully we have a little bit more content, or like substance, I should say, this week.
If I could summarize last week's episode, more or less, we've caught Marco Rubio with everything but the dick in his mouth.
Good old Marco.
Yeah. You know, I think the only way Marco Rubio would turn someone down for sex is face down. Now, I ain't saying he's a homo. I'm just saying he's seen a few of them up close.
He's the perfect gay best friend.
Yup. I ain't saying he'd suck a dick. I'm just saying he might hold it in his mouth till it goes limp.
Oh, man. Poor old Marco.
It's rough.
And his high heels.
It's rough being a manlet, dude.
At least he's not Rand.
Oof. Which one of them is shorter?
It's got to be Rand. I mean, I think Google has Marco at like 5'8", but Rand at like 4'8".
4'8". He's like Wolverine size.
Pretty much. Pocket.
5'10". There's no way that little cock is 5'10".
Yeah. Okay, Google has Marco at 5'10", Cruz at 5'8", and Rand at 5'8". There's no way Rand is 5'8". I've seen him in person.
Yeah, I've shaken Rand Paul's hand. If that man is 5'8", I will eat both of my house shoes.
What a nerd.
Jeez. I was such a hardcore Randroid about a year and a half ago.
I was when he was running for Senate.
I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, like when he's been like glad-handing with old bitch McConnell. But you shake hands with that piece of shit. We ought to automatically know as voters that, you know, lower him quite a few pegs.
There's an article on Bloomberg. When is this from?
On what?
Oh, it's just from April 7th on Bloomberg.
On what?
Bloomberg.
Berg.
From April of last year. Rand Paul may have a stature problem. He's Michael Dukakis short.
Oh, wow. Poor little fella. You said Bloomberg. I thought you were talking about the other Bloomberg article that we had looking at.
Oh, no. I think we touched on this last episode, but why the hell is he even thinking about running? Like, if he wants to hurt the Republican Party, then, you know, stay out of the race.
Yup.
Don't go in it. The only people that are going to vote for him are smarmy New York liberals.
Oh, man. I don't care for New York City.
Well, it gave us Trump, so.
Yeah.
One good thing about it.
It's also the setting for one of the greatest movies ever. Escape from New York.
Or, oh shit. Never mind, I can't think of it. I had it in my head and it just slipped my mind.
Kurt Russell's been in so many sweet fucking movies. And
I haven't seen Escape from New York in years.
Oh my god, I watched it like 2 or 3 years ago. It's
probably since like the 90s.
Well,
I'll be honest.
The thing is, like in comparison to like some of the modern action movies, it feels kind of slow.
Yeah, I can see that.
But what else? He's in one of my favorite. Shit, it might be my favorite fucking movie, dude. And Kurt Russell's in it. Big
Escape
Trouble.
from New York is your.
No, Big
Oh,
Trouble in Little
okay.
China.
I love that movie. I tried to get the old lady to see that or
Oh.
watch that with me. And we made it about halfway through, and she's like, "This is so dumb," and I'm like, "Exactly, but it's so good.
It's perfect. Like, that movie
You
explains
don't
why
understand
America
this.
is kick-ass.
Yes. There's another good a good action movie. I'm trying to find it. What's the one with Roddy Piper in it?
They Live.
They Live. That's what it is. Yeah, back in like '88 or something like that. And it has that like 15-minute fight in the alley. That's just so bad but so good at the same time.
So,
Who's he end up fighting in it? Like it's somebody else I think kind of famous that he fights in it. Keith David.
yeah,
Keith David.
Keith David does like voiceovers for fucking everything. Like, he is typecast as like ultra respectable black guy.
Except in Requiem for a Dream.
Ah, shit.
Have
Yeah,
you seen that movie?
not in like
He's
100 years.
well, it's all about like addiction and everything. And Jennifer Connelly's character, she goes to him for like heroin, and he starts making her do like favors. And then you remember the ass to ass scene at the end?
Yeah.
He's the one who set all that up.
All right.
So he was like the shitty enabler, I guess.
I see that shit in my nightmares. Ass to ass.
Man, we're way off topic.
Right?
We never even started on the topic.
Oh shit! But I did want to
That's
mention
great.
real quick. If you're ever bored and you just need to turn your brain off for a little while, pick up the video game Saints Row the Third, because Keith David basically plays himself, and Roddy Piper is in it, and you get to more or less relive that famous alley scene. It's one of the most ridiculous video games I've ever played, but it's so fucking fun.
That's awesome.
Ah, it's
That's
ridiculous.
so awesome.
But anyway, back to things that fucking matter.
I was gonna say the NRO, but not anymore. Yeah, we know we're like a week and a half, 2 weeks late on this, but the self-destruction. What do they call it on over on the right stuff? Cuckster's Last Stand or something like that.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
It's beautiful. It's like they haven't
I think-
learned.
I think that was breaking.
As,
night,
yeah, it was breaking.
as
I think
we were
as
finishing up
with
an
the
episode.
podcast.
Yeah. Episode 9, I believe.
Good time.
So we didn't. We were we were kind of caught in between.
News cycles.
Yeah, when we did the episode, so it was kind of. Maybe it was episode 8. I can't remember. I don't think it was that long ago because that was like 20 days ago.
Oh, jeez. What a fantastic New Year it's been, though.
The current year is strong.
Oh my God! Like the alt-right's engagement with the mainstream just feels like it's been on a constant uptick since the calendar turned over.
I have a confession to make. It's kind of sad. I still haven't got us banned by Rick Wilson.
Oh my God! Neither have I. Like, I've directly tweeted him that picture about helping his son bury dead whores a couple of times. Fucking nothing. Like, really, dude? Come on.
I think I've only tweeted at him twice directly, and yeah, there's nothing. We need that badge of honor.
I also am trying to get my shitlord account banned by Emma Watson.
Good luck.
Right?
Does she even run her own Twitter account?
I don't know. Like, either way, as long as I get banned by it, I'll consider it a victory.
I can dig it.
I mean, that being said, like, would I not, put her face down, ass up, and split her in half like a tree stump?
She's yeah. I mean, I would, but she's got to be a lesbian.
I don't care, dude.
She's got to be.
I don't care. That's between her and God, I guess. I mean, the Bible's pretty clear on that, dude.
Her and Dumbledore.
I've never watched nor read a single Harry Potter. You know why? Because I'm not a faggot.
Hey, easy there. I like that shit.
Right? My wife would come upstairs and start beating the shit out of me if she heard me say that. Ah,
To
man.
each his own.
So, goodbye, NRO. They managed to, with their, what was it, their Trump issue?
Yeah, against Trump.
So you got Glenn Beck, the Pillsbury Doughboy, as Mike Enoch called him.
That's great.
Is that not the best thing you've heard this evening? So the Pillsbury Doughboy, I think, is pretty much out of social capital at this point.
Let me try to. What was the? I'm trying to find all the writers on that stupid thing. I need a closer look at the thing. Glenn Beck, David Boaz, L. Brent Bozell III, Mona Charin. This is too blurry for me to read. I need to find a better one.
Any of that.
Exactly.
Bunch of
Basically, I mean, so the big names on here are what?
Rush, Thomas Sowell, or not Rush,
Rush isn't in there.
Glenn.
Oh. Yeah, Beck and Thomas Sowell are the two big ones.
Yeah. Rush has seemed to hitched his train or his wagon to the nationalism train pretty quickly.
He has. We have a little interview thing. I heard it live when the guy called in.
Ditto.
I just pulled it off YouTube. We'll get to that in a few minutes if we want to keep going on the NRO part. Everybody has to have heard by now. It was a couple weeks ago, I guess now. So basically, the NRO is basically the establishment magazine.
They're the respected thinkers of the right.
And who's the editor-in-chief?
Who is the EIC? What is that?
Jonah Goldberg.
Berg.
So basically, this NRO, well, I guess just National Review. The O is online, but National Review hasn't been relevant since probably before Reagan, because I didn't like Reagan either back in the day.
No, that's what I tell people. Like these NRO cucks were fucking writing speeches for goddamn Walter Mondale.
Yeah, these are not the.
These aren't the Reagan.
This is the establishment version of conservatism, which is
garbage.
I guess like Fascination says a lot. Liberalism of 20 years ago.
Get out! You belong in a garbage can.
That is what I think about those people.
Yeah, and Thomas Sowell, what happened to him? Is he getting senile? Is he suffering from dementia?
I don't want to play the he belongs in a garbage can drop again, but once again, like I never really got the emotion. Like I know why conservatives want to jack it to Thomas Sowell. Like, hooray! It's a black guy that agrees with us. We're okay.
He used to be a Marxist. Now he's one of us.
Right? Like, I'm suspicious of anyone who is willing to say that they were ever a Marxist. Like, if you say to me that you used to be a Marxist, that's kind of like saying, like, hey, man, when I was in my 20s, I used to sit in my bedroom and eat an entire bowl of shit. It's the whole thing. Just eat a big old bowl of shit.
That's disgusting.
It is. So is being a Marxist.
More so.
Mm.
I can confidently say I would rather eat a whole bowl of shit than be a Marxist.
Mm.
Because then you're living your whole life in a bowl of shit.
Yep.
Is
Jesus.
that a good analogy? Or is that just a cop out?
I don't know. I just started thinking about shooting Marxists in the face. Got the weirdest boner right now.
Yeah, standing at attention over there.
Right? Just banging on the underside of my desk. Ah, Jesus. I promised my ma I wouldn't do any more penis jokes.
And that's the worst one yet, I think.
Ah, no, the Canadian mating call was way worse. Ah, that's old school Exodus Americanus right there.
Yeah. Does she call you and be like, Roscoe?
Roscoe, I can't believe what you're doing on the internet. That's just profane.
Your Jewish parents from the mountains of Appalachia.
Right. They must be related to the cast of The Walking Dead. That's my first thought when I saw the first episode. Was like, wait a minute, I didn't know there were Jews in Cynthiana, Kentucky. But apparently, Rick and Shane.
Yeah. Was that Andrew Lincoln?
I think so.
Born Andrew James Clutterbuck. What a terrible fucking last name.
I changed it too.
I would change that too. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's echoey as fuck, isn't he?
Clutterbuck.
Oh, Clutterbuck, buck. I told you, bro. And Shane. Look up the actor for Shane.
Wow, what's... It's gonna take me a minute.
It's easy. Do you have your coincidence to
Oh.
run?
Yeah. I had to go to the... I was on Andrew Lincoln's personal page. I didn't go to the Walking Dead page. I had to click through it. John Bernthal.
Right, almost too easy.
He's gonna be the Punisher in the next Daredevil.
I am kind of
series,
excited
though.
about that. I mean, there was
And he was in Wolf of Wall Street, which I still haven't gotten through. It's such a long movie. I've watched it on 10 different occasions, going in order. I watching it on Hulu or something. Watch 20 minutes and then take a break and watch another 20 minutes. I still haven't got through it. I don't know if I ever will.
I don't really want to watch
But
it.
he's good in that movie. It's a pretty funny movie,
Eh.
especially the dwarf tossing scene.
Anyway, so who else is going away? You think Fox News is about to get hit on the ass by the door? Baby boomers are starting to die off. That's their main demographic, right?
That's the vast majority of their demographic.
Hoo-wee.
And it's pretty much been unveiled over the last couple weeks that they're controlled opposition, I guess, is the best way to call them.
Well, I remember I mentioned that idea to you, and I just told you flat out, I really don't want to believe that.
And then you look who owns them.
It's
Obviously, everybody knows Rupert Murdoch, and he's open borders. His sons are open borders, and I guess the largest minority owner is one of the Saudi princes. And guess what he is?
Open borders for America?
Yeah, but what about Saudi?
Whew. Are we about to get to say goodbye to some of these despotic Middle East regimes, by the way, with the plummeting oil prices?
I mean, they're the ones who did it. They were trying to, undercut the shale market, and what happened? I mean, they didn't.
And we got these Yemenis fucking freedom fighters knocking on Saudi's door.
Yeah, after they executed all those people and then executed that cleric.
Oh man, if these
And hey, you haven't heard much out of there. They I haven't heard anything out of Saudi Arabia except for stuff about OPEC, since a couple days after they executed all those people. So they've had to have a media clapdown. And actually, I just saw today on Drudge, they arrested 9 American terror suspects.
Hmm.
And then oil crash forces kingdom into radical economic transformation.
Oh, it's gonna get ugly, Mr. Stone. It's gonna get ugly over there.
I used some courier points today, and I filled up for $1.05 a gallon.
Hoo-wee.
So I filled up my SUV. I had the old lady. I had her meet me down at the gas station to fill up her car. to
Dude, you're as bad as me and my old lady. Squeezing that dollar bill so hard the eagle hollers.
I called her. I was like, "How much gas do you have?" She's like, "Half a tank. I'm good for a while." I'm like, "Nope, you get your ass down here."
Ah.
It hasn't been $1 a gallon since the
Since
80s.
fucking, shit, since the first Bush was in office?
Yeah.
Geez, it'll be interesting to see if, Reagan, Reagan, who was an outside non-establishment guy, got, Herbert Walker basically stapled to him, forced on him by the establishment. Be interesting
hmm
to see if they try to do something like that to Trump.
Yeah, I mean, but Reagan could have had, Sarah Palin stapled to him,
Mm.
and he still would have won 49 out of 50 states. Or did Reagan win all 50?
Oh, geez, I do not know that right offhand.
Yeah, he won everything but Minnesota.
Fucking Minnesota.
Guess what? And guess what website has this?
HuffPo?
National Review.
National Review.
No, he didn't win DC. He won everything but Minnesota, where Mondale is from, and DC. But who cares about DC?
I don't know. I don't care about DC.
Well, his Wikipedia map has DC going to. Oh no, they don't. Never mind. It's just a stupid map. Fucking Walter Mondale.
I'm shaking
He looks
my
like
head.
he looks like such a turd. If anybody has never seen a picture of him, just Google Walter Mondale, especially his vice presidential portrait.
Let's look at this
He looks
sack
like
of
he looks
shit.
like a combination of like Mr. Jellybean from Rick and Morty and it's just a turd.
And Sheldon Adelson and Mr. Jellybean.
Yeah. That's a good combination.
He definitely has sexual assault in his eyes. I'll tell you that much. I don't care for it.
I wonder if the portrait taker or the painter was a child,
Oh no, dude!
like a prodigy. It's got to be. I mean, look at that.
I don't want to see it.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Whatever you do, don't send it to me on Skype.
I'm gonna send it to you on Skype. Just get ready. You have to click that link now.
Okay, I'm clicking. Oh nah, bro. He really looks like he's trying to make magic with the camera in that picture.
It's a painting. That's the worst part.
Oh no! In that painting, he definitely looks like he is trying to get in touch with my inner child. Gotta say, I don't like it. I don't care for it.
All right, so that's enough about that wannabe or actual child molester. Alleged. We'll make the allegations and we'll say alleged.
Yes, alleged.
So what do we go back to the Saudis and their bullshit?
I just want him to go away. That's how I feel about the Saudis.
But they're our second greatest ally, Goy.
Are they crypto allies? Is that how that works?
That's the Saudi question.
The Saudi question. What is it Richard Spencer calls our greatest allies? The Dutch? The Saudis
I don't know.
The Saudis are crypto Dutchmen.
Speaking of Richard Spencer, I want to thank everybody who we got on Twitter following and who listened to our episodes and the uptick on traffic on our website after that tweet we sent out to Dick Spence. So thanks everybody for paying attention to us, I guess.
Yeah, for coming over
We're
and
just here.
checking us out.
Yeah, we're just here to entertain and make fun of shit.
Yup. And to hopefully offer some unique points of view on occasion.
Very rarely.
Depends on how drunk we get. And you left me
We need to find
unsupervised.
that.
You left me unsupervised for a good clip tonight, so I am quite sauced.
Hey, you said you were eating pizza.
Hmm.
I didn't want to interrupt.
C'est la vie. So there's a lot of things changing, man. We're saying goodbye to the NRO. They're even more irrelevant than. No, you know what? I think. You know what the difference is? I think they're realizing how irrelevant they actually are.
They probably got their most traffic in ever.
Yeah.
After they posted that article and they're like, oh my God, we're getting so big. And then they realized it was all, one-time people checking it out and then realizing that they actually hate the NRO.
And then realizing they have to show their entire comment section.
Yeah, when a website has to get rid of their comments, then, nobody, if you go to a website, like if you go to the right stuff, you go there for the comment board, right? They're never going to purge their shit.
No.
And that's how you get advertising revenue is people sticking around on your site.
Clicking and refreshing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, every time you hit F5, there's another couple of cents in their pocket.
Mm-hmm. Good times. But them closing down comments, it's like an MMA fighter tapping out.
I can see it. I can see that.
So that's how I compare it. It's like, we're done. We give up. Can't fight.
Were you a part of that raid on their boards? I was not.
Roscoe Snakebite Jones may not be allowed to post on NRO any longer. So I feel like that's a little badge of honor. And yet another, I'm yet to rise to Jazz Hands Challenge and get banned by Rick Wilson.
Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. Apparently it's tough to do.
Hold on. I'm going to try it right now.
Do it.
How do you spell that cuck's name?
I think it's just at Rick Wilson.
I can't find him.
I don't think he has a
there he
tag
is.
on him or a check mark.
I'm going to go ahead and follow him so it makes it easier.
Yeah, instead of trying to figure out his stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
You sent something. Yeah, you sent a couple things to him before. Anyways, if anybody doesn't know, Rick Wilson is the guy who said that the alt-right was made up of single men who masturbate to anime, which is hilarious.
I have never masturbated to an anime once.
It's hentai. Duh. Actually, I didn't even know that till the other day. Until I was listening or watching something else. Gosh.
I'm sending a really crude tweet to Rick Wilson.
Well, tell us what it is.
Hold on. I'd like to drag my freshly shaven balls across your crying face when Trump gets elected.
Hey, that wasn't a dick joke, though, so it would be okay with your mom.
Hey-o!
So Rick Wilson, is the some guy who's part of the GOPE, and he basically made a fool of himself on national television, at least from the alt-right standpoint. Should I play that Rush interview real quick?
Yeah.
Before we get into the nationalism stuff?
Hit it up.
All right. It's like 2 minutes and 5 seconds long, so bear with us, guys.
Here is Edward in New York, 28 years old. Great to have you on the program, Edward. Hi.
Hey, Rush. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm in my 20s, and I am a Trump supporter, and I guess I'm also a member of what people are calling the alt-right. And I just wanted to explain for maybe a lot of your listeners why Donald Trump is so popular, despite the consternation of many in the conservative movement and the Republican Party. And just really simply, the Democrat Party for the past half-century has been openly the party of the fringes, right? The party of disaffected minority voters, black, Mexican immigrants, single women, feminists, all these things, homosexuals in the past 10 years. And the Republican Party, whether it wants to admit this or not, has become the de facto party of white men. The only meaningful difference, though, is that the Republican Party is not allowed to appeal to its own constituency, while the Democrat Party obviously does nothing but appeal to its own constituents. So when you look at the political scene in America like this, Donald Trump not only becomes understandable, but he kind of becomes inevitable.
So you think people your age view Trump as something much needed, brand new, breaking from the constraint formula that both parties find themselves in?
Yes, and when people, you mentioned Charles Krauthammer earlier, being so puzzled as to why Trump seems impervious to dropping poll numbers when he, does things like insult Megyn Kelly. It's because, as weird as this sounds, it's not really about Trump. It's Donald Trump can kind of do whatever he wants because, in a lot of ways, he's the only person that seems serious. And I know that sounds weird to the ears of someone like Jeb.
I totally get it. No. My burden as a host is I totally understand you. And the fact that I understand you is making me an enemy.
That's nuts.
Oh, hoo-wee.
And Rush saying, I totally understand you is amazing.
You remember a few weeks ago, I think we were both listening the very first time somebody called in and mentioned the alt-right on Rush.
Yeah, it wasn't this guy. It was I think it was a week before.
Mm-hmm. A couple weeks before that.
He didn't he wasn't as this guy who called in this time. He hit the nail on the fucking head.
Listen up, Mr. Stone. Whoever that guy is, somehow, some way, I'm going to track that son of a bitch down and pat him on the back and buy him a beer.
I'll buy him a whiskey.
All right. I'll buy him a vodka if he's that kind of a limp-wristed smoocher.
I don't think he is.
No, that guy did a fantastic job in that moment.
It was concise. It was brilliant. He made the point that we've all been making, I think, is Trump is just a vehicle for what we are trying to do.
Well, it's gotten our establishment in politics, our media, everything has gotten so blatantly anti-white and discriminatory against whites that just Trump saying, yeah, whites are okay. Whites can be good people.
And just that simple. You would think that'd just be a simple sentence to make.
Neutrality is all that we want.
It is the shockwaves that it has sent through everything, and he's pro-white, therefore he's racist. Wait, what?
Yeah,
that doesn't make a lick of fucking sense to me, at all.
It's so good though. I'll be heartbroken if Trump doesn't win, but I really feel like it becomes more inevitable every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Sunday, the night before the Hawkeye Caucuses. I am off work tomorrow for the Hawkeye Caucuses.
I am not. So you're going to have to take up the mantle of tweeting tomorrow.
Dude, I am so freaking pumped. I feel like tomorrow is really going to illuminate the future.
What are your predictions?
Oh, man. Well, all right. Let's first... What's the last poll we got coming out of Iowa?
The last one was the Des Moines Register Bloomberg poll, which had Trump at 28, Cruz at 23, Rubio at 15, Carson at 10, Bush, margin of error, Paul 5, Kasich, Huckabee, Christie, Fiorina, Santorum, margin of error.
Every time I look at Jeb Bush's sad face and I think about his poll numbers, I just hear that sad piano and that, Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today. He just seems.
Was that the 9 Inch Nails cover?
It was
nominated.
Yeah, it's real good. Apparently, the last few years of his life, Johnny Cash got kicked off of Columbia Records and just hung out in the studio behind his house and did covers of music he thought was pretty fucking sweet.
That's awesome. I wish did he record it all? Because that'd be a sweet
Yeah, I've
thing
actually
to
got.
listen to.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a ton of it. Like him doing Tom Petty songs, all kinds of good shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else are you gonna do when you are like the god of outlaw country?
Jeez. Johnny Cash. Fucking love Johnny Cash. So, anyway, maintaining like some sort of semblance of structure here. You know, are we ready to sort of move into our next topic that I wanted to get into?
The cockeye?
Oh shit, we're still on the cockeye. All right, let's focus
Yeah,
on the
we
cockeye.
didn't talk about that much.
Ah shit. Aren't the rules for the actual proceedings for the Hawkeye Cockeye like super weird?
Yeah, caucuses are so much different than primaries. You know, primary is just like a regular vote. You go out to your polling station, you cast your ballot for the candidate you think. But caucuses, man, I was reading up on all those. Like, I thought I had a good understanding of it, and then I read the rules, and I walked away more confused than.
Yes, the same thing happened to me. I don't feel like I know anything now.
Yeah, like I think I knew less than I did before. Like I was
Like, do you just yell at each other? Like,
pretty much like it's. I mean, I don't know if there's. I know of all places I saw it on, but I didn't watch the video. Was on like Gawker, and it was like a Legos explain caucuses, and I didn't really listen to it because I was
you didn't want to get your neck hole paused too hard.
yeah. But yeah, caucuses are so weird, and there's only a few states that do it. It's Iowa, Texas, Colorado, and let's Google it. Nevada. I had it like one click away.
Nailed it.
Let me try to find a good
Synopsis.
yeah. So talk for a minute while I try to figure this out
Well,
real quick.
I guess the thing to really take away from this, win or lose, Trump is going to have some sort of response. And that response, if he wins, it'll be pretty easy to craft, a narrative going into Super Tuesday and all the primaries and whatnot. If he loses, he'll have to craft, work a little harder to craft a powerful message that, plays on that 3D chess that he's so good at. But I think that, basically what Trump does after the Iowa caucus is going to be more interesting than the Iowa caucus. How's that for a prediction? A bullshit cop-out?
No, I think it's pretty. I mean, that's as good as anybody else can do right now. But I just pulled something up on factcheck.org, and the question is, what's the difference between a caucus and a primary? And this says, I said, there's 4 states that I thought, but this has a completely different 4 states. This one says Alaska, Colorado, Hawaii, Kansas, Maine, Minnesota, Nevada, North Dakota, Wyoming, and Iowa. So there's a lot more, but I thought there were only 4. And Texas isn't even on this list, but it was on at least the last one I read. But a caucus is like a system of local gatherings where voters decide which candidates to support and then select the delegates for nominating conventions. And caucuses, they let you do it's like a bunch of parties. Like people go around and hang out. They say who they want to vote for and try to convince other people to do that. Whereas primaries, are the secret ballots where you just go cast it at your local church or school. And a caucus voting is often done by raising hands, breaking into groups according to according to the candidate's participants' support. Sorry about that.
Okay, let me ask a pointed question.
Okay.
What does it mean to win a caucus?
You get the delegates.
No, how do you win a caucus, I guess?
I guess the delegates like it's sort of like the opposite. It's sort of similar to our primary, but kind of the opposite. Where primary or a general election, every vote counts towards whatever, and then the winner takes all. I think a caucus it is the delegate is in whatever area. I guess they have the delegates split up based on how many delegates are in a state in different areas, and then whatever group is around that delegate or whatever, I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. So the majority for that delegate, the delegate votes for, but I think the delegates are split, or then I guess it might depend on the state. Either the majority of the people that the delegates. Damn it.
Dude, I'm doing my best here, and this is getting no clearer. Like, no clearer at all. Is that intentional?
So, like, a group of people vote for the delegate, and a delegate takes that majority to the state convention. So, it's basically like a mini primary, and then the delegates go to the state, and depending on the state, either the majority, whoever won the majority of the delegates gets the entire state, or it's a split ballot.
Okay.
So it's kind of like 2 elections in one, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I think, as far as I can read, that's why I said I came away more confused the first time than I thought I did originally.
All right, here's this for a prediction. The Iowa Caucus, it don't matter. Because the damn thing's a clusterfuck. You can't... It's not like the GOP winners of the Iowa Caucus have won the presidency recently anyway.
No, but here's what I'm hoping happens. I'm hoping that Trump takes at least 35, hopefully 40.
Mm-hmm.
Which we know from polls that people, just what they're telling the pollsters isn't actually what they're going to vote for. And because people are still afraid to admit that they like Trump because they might be a racist.
Yep.
So, he's polling on the RCP average of 30.4. I say he takes 40. And Cruz and Rubio and Carson are going to round out the rest. Bush is still going to hang around, but Paul, Kasich, Huckabee, Christie, Fiorina, Santorum drop out.
They're gone?
Hopefully. They might hang around to New Hampshire because that's, the week after?
I think so.
And that's the actual primary. So, that's a direct election, I guess. But I don't know if they're a split ballot or not. All the states have different rules, which is stupid.
It's a gosh dang mess.
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck.
So I think Ted Cruz might have poisoned the well a little bit with his ridiculous mailers he put out.
Yeah, those did that just come in today or was that yesterday?
I think that was yesterday that it started making the rounds. But he sends out this mailer with basically it looks like some sort of official form that says you're a bad person if you don't go vote for Cruz.
Yeah, they pulled the mailer's name, whoever address that it went to, and then all their neighbors and put it on a list. And based on how many elections you voted in, or caucuses that you
participated in.
And everybody, I think everybody got a 55% rating and an F. At least that's what I saw on all the different ones. And then they sent out another one that said, "Did you get the check that we sent you?"
Oh, jeez.
And yeah, it's real fucking shady. And between that and him going after Trump and failing miserably, and then I didn't watch the RNC debate because there was no reason to.
Because Trump had something going on?
Yeah, it was much better. I mean, you can't even shitpost what he was doing because what he was doing was awesome.
All I could do was talk about how fucking awesome those vets he had up were.
Yeah, the guy Payson was... You were right, he was a little creepy, but...
I would love to do mushrooms with him.
The one-legged vet talking about vet suicide stuff was pretty grounding.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Well, Everybody else is taking part in a circle jerk across, down the street. Trump is putting, helping out the guys who fight for our country.
Yeah, my dad told me yesterday because we were talking about it, and I don't know where he got this from. I haven't heard it, but I haven't bothered to look it up either. But he said that in the first half, Trump said, or in an interview afterwards, Trump said that he called a friend of his and said, "Hey, I need $1 million," and the guy said, "Okay, what for?" And Trump said, "Don't worry about it. Just give me $1 million." And the guy said, "Fine, but what am I giving you to it for?" It goes to help the veterans. It's like, all right, done. You're awesome when you can just call your friend and ask him for $1 million, like it's me borrowing $10 from you.
Right. So, one thing I heard, somebody anonymous that is involved with Marvel Comics shot $1 million to the Trumpster. To the
Nice.
Warriors. That gives me a little bit of hope, dude.
Yeah, might be him.
Because like every time I read a Marvel comic book, it's like being pummeled by a garbage bag full of dildos. It's just terrible.
It's a bad
time, man.
It's a bad vision. Here's the Reuters rolling 5-day poll.
Is this nationwide?
Yes. As of Friday, Trump 41.5%. Cruz 12.7%, Carson 10.9%, Rubio 10%. I'm glad that Rubio's below Carson finally. And Bush at 7.4%. It wouldn't vote 5.1%. So there's more people who wouldn't vote than would vote for Paul, Kasich, Christie, and Fiorina.
Oh man, that's tough going, guys. But you got
this graph is more ludicrous than the one I sent you earlier. I'll link it to you.
Don't make me beg now. Any minute now. Come on, you slow piece of shit. Wow.
So Trump is ahead of the next four combined.
Wow.
Which are ahead of, the next four combined, and then wouldn't vote is at 5.
Jeez, Jeb. That's bad times, bro.
There was something that Jazz Hands tweeted out the other day that I commented on where Jeb was like, it was a graph of like the money spent to percentage of the vote.
Oh.
And he spent like $130 million for like 1% of the vote.
So didn't he get the most of the Sheldon shekels?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I don't know. Sheldon, I don't think knows what to do anymore because he knows that Trump is going to win. But he doesn't want to. Trump won't take his money.
No.
And Sheldon doesn't want to give him any money.
Maybe that Jabba the Hutt piece of shit will finally fall into the Sarlacc pit.
Did you see? Not to get too far off topic, but he's like throwing down $1 billion so the Chargers can come to Vegas.
Huh. I do like the idea of the Chargers in Vegas. Because their idea came from the implementation of the charge card. So yeah, I could see them in Vegas.
I was gonna make a joke about the name, Chargers and Vegas, but yeah, I mean if that's like, I didn't know that was where the name came from, but that is the exact same thing as my joke.
Yup.
So bad, not good.
So it's been exciting, and tomorrow we're gonna see a whole
lot of fucking.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna be in front of Twitter shit posting all day.
What's your Twitter handle? At Roscoe Jones.
At Roscoe SB Jones.
SB Jones. Okay. At Roscoe SB Jones. And our main account, I have mine. Mine's at Mr. spelled out, Mister Stone EXO. But I really don't tweet from that. I generally have the main account, which is at EXO Americanus.
Yeah. When I had the idea for like how we would do the Twitter accounts, I thought that I would need my own because I thought I would be so much more radical than you on different positions and stuff. Turns out that's not really been the case, so.
It's still funny to hit it from two different places.
Oh yeah.
And I occasionally tweet from my own, but I have the well, I'm on my old phone, my phone from like 2 cycles ago because my last phone broke and some other shit happened. So I can barely run Twitter on it. So I'm afraid to try to get both accounts up and running on it.
Oh jeez.
So until I throw down some money for a new phone, I'll mainly be tweeting from the main account.
All right. So speaking of shitlording on Twitter, thanks to everybody who started following us, who saw us being douchebags to people on Twitter.
We lost a follower, man. We're down to 25.
What?
We were at 26. I don't know who it is.
Unacceptable.
What did we do that was so bad that you followed us, but even worse
that you unfollowed us?
That you unfollowed us. What the fuck? There's been nothing helpful come out of this account at all.
Like, if anything, we're the bully in the sandbox just kicked sand into your face.
That one was over the line.
Right?
I mean, it must have just been somebody random, because all the big accounts that we got that I remember are still on here.
Very nice. So I think, do you remember when I made that prediction, end of the year, maybe the very beginning of the year, that either the alt-right was going to really go through a dynamic change, or that we'd go through a dynamic change or just sort of fizzle out?
Yep.
See, if I wanted to pat myself on the back, I feel like I can make the argument that this increased engagement with the mainstream fulfills that prophecy. But I want to push it further.
Do it.
I think that this will just enable us to take, not our final form, but our next form. Not really sure what our final form is, but our next form, I think we're really going to start attracting some of those artsy faggots. Those people that can write a good fashy song, or paint a good fashy picture, write a good fashy story. I think we're going to get more and more of those in the coming year.
So right now you would say we're Super Saiyan, but we're getting ready to level up to what's after Super Saiyan? Is it like Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God?
Nah, dude,
or something like that?
We've not gone Super Saiyan yet.
We haven't gone Super Saiyan yet?
No, right now we're just using the Kaioken attack.
Oh.
Kaioken attack times 3.
Or for Hawaiian, we can say Kamehameha.
No, the Kamehameha is the blast. The Kaioken attack is, where he gets the red hue.
Yeah, and Kaioken, doesn't he combine that with a Kamehameha?
He can do a Kamehameha. Jesus Christ. We're just making
You played enough Civilization where you've been Hawaii before and you've been Kamehameha.
I have.
You can pronounce it.
Ah, jeez.
I think the best part about Hulu is it has all the Dragon Ball episodes, but I still haven't even watched more than 2. I think my old lady's been just burning through the series without me.
Holy jeez. So I gotta send you something real quick. There's a guy at a bar here in the city that I guess maybe don't live in, but live close to. But that is apparently my frickin' doppelganger. I guess I'm going to have to text this to you. Tell me this guy doesn't fucking look just like me.
All right, do we want to take a quick break right now? We're about an hour in, and we can do our last big topic and then bullshit for a little bit more. I mean, we haven't been bullshitting the entire time. That's it. You okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys, we'll catch you back here in just a minute. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, welcome back to Exodus Americanus from our first part of our break. I think we're only going to do 2 parts today. We're running a little long on time, I feel. We try to keep it a little bit shorter than the fasces and the daily shows of the world. But one thing we wanted to kick around a little bit. I've been kicking around in my head for a while, and I know I've talked about it with Roscoe. And I know what kills me is just a couple weeks ago they brought it up on the show. It kills me because we try not to like steal stuff from the show. They're a huge inspiration for us, as is Fash. But we try to come up with our own stuff while also taking inspiration from them. I don't know if that makes sense at all. Does it make sense to you, Roscoe?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
We like to expand upon some of the stuff they say and do.
Yeah, and like we've said from the beginning, we're not trying to go that far to the alt-right. That's not our goal. We've been trying to do more of a what we say, like somewhere between Bill Whittle and Daily Shoah and Stefan Molyneux. Somewhere.
I like it.
Somewhere in between all those folks. But one of the things we've been talking about, what I want to bring up is the education rate, and I just want to point this out. We're not trying to be racist on here. We're just trying to present some stone cold facts. We need a drop for that. Do we have a drop for that? No.
No.
I think the best we have is this one.
Soup is not a meal, Vera.
Right on point. Anyways, what I did, it only took me about, half an hour, 45 minutes of work to do this. I pulled together the state rankings of education, or education rankings by state. So basically, who had the best education, top to bottom. And starts out with Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut. And those are all northeastern states. And the bottom 5 are West Virginia, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Nevada. And those are all, more rural states.
Really
and then I went
out a theory I had, though.
It's shocking once you see the actual graph, and hopefully I can get the graph to show up on the. I need to screw around with it to get my chart titles and everything on there. But it's really shocking once you look at the data when it's all correlated.
When we post on our website, maybe you could put those graphs and stuff up.
Yeah, that's how I'll get the links if I still have them up. I think I exited out of them. But everything was taken from like the Department of Education and the Census Bureau. So I think the Department of Education stuff was from 2014 and the Census Bureau was taken from 2010. So it's not perfectly right, but it's close enough. But basically, I charted the percentage, like the total population by state, and then broke it down between what are the races? White, Black, Indian, Asian, and Pacific. And Hispanic is mostly, and when I say mostly, I think it's like 90% plus included in the white population. So I need to further, once I get some more time, I want to break this down further and take out the Hispanic population, because the Census Bureau, for some reason, just combines it all into one, which I think is really dumb.
I think it's to try to make other statistics look a little less egregious.
Yeah, it's definitely skews them badly. But let's just take the number 1 state, for example. Massachusetts is 84% white, 9% black. And they're just rounding. And once you get down, most of the states in the top 25 are more like that. Obviously there's some outliers and things like that. But once you get down to the bottom, like Mississippi, for example, is the 4th worst state, and it is 37% black. Mississippi is the 3rd worst state. Louisiana is the 4th worst state. It's 33% black. Alabama is 45th out of 50, and it's 27%. South Carolina is 43rd. It's 29%. Georgia's 31% and at 40. And like once you it's one thing to just hear me say these numbers. When you look at the graph and I put in the trend line, as the white population goes down, the education ranking plummets. And the only race that holds steady is Asians.
Just a fucking straight line all the way across.
Yeah, it's pretty much at like 4.8% or like 4.5%, just all across the state. All
You
across the
must go
states. It's
now.
ridiculous.
Ride bicycle.
And the most egregious one is as the black population goes up, the trend line goes way up. Like it doesn't go up as much as bad as the decline on the white population, but it is absurd. And I'm sure it's going to be even worse. I'm going to do a whole new chart to compare once I take out the Hispanic population, as their own race.
Once you get that good and worked up, I think that'd make a real nice write up for the website.
I agree. I like my chart I made. It's like all neon and everything.
Well, it sounded like a pretty mean thing to say, but I basically posited. I said, I guarantee that our white students are pretty much doing just as good as anybody else in the world. And they are. It's,
Yeah.
Everybody talks about, oh, the U.S. is getting dumber, the U.S. is getting dumber. No, the U.S. is just getting less white.
And this graph pretty much proves it. And I'm just using government data. It's not like I'm going. I did pull up one initial website. I think it was Wallet Hub, and they had Kentucky as the 5th best education. And I was like, nope.
Well, I think the only reason Kentucky got that high of a score is because you're a lot less likely to get the shit murdered out of you in a school in Kentucky.
Yeah, they were aggregating in things that didn't matter at all.
Well, I would say not getting shot in school is something that matters pretty high to me, but
I can see what you're saying, but in test score ranks, I guess if you're more scared to get shot, then you're less likely to be.
hard to remember your periodic table when you're dodging 9 mil.
But so I disregarded that and I went straight to the Department of Education. So I think that I was trying to be the least racist as possible.
Look, all you did was look at data. That doesn't make you a monster.
Government data.
Government data. So you're a real numbers goyim. You did some good work on that.
I think my next is to dig into the FBI statistics. That's going to be a clusterfuck.
That is a skill set that you have that I just don't really possess. That ability to parse those numbers like that. You
just got to find the right source because, of course, they don't want to make it easy. Like the Department of Education, they had it broken down in so many different categories. It took me forever. Because once you sent me that link, because you're the one who actually found the link, would it take me 15 minutes to just click through everything? And that was, I was just trying to keep it short and sweet. So when I go back through this to pull out the Hispanic population, I'm not going to go back through my numbers again for the Department of Education.
So teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Make sure I have everything correct. And then I'll pass it on to you to make sure.
Make sure I like it.
Neon. Yeah. Make sure the neon graphics on the chart look cool.
Nice. That's my skill. So man, I'm excited. I feel like we may have to do another midweek show this week.
I'm down.
I mean, by Wednesday, the whole scenery could change. It could shift massively.
I mean, yeah. I mean, depending on what happens tomorrow, even on in the caucus.
Well, the caucus and the fallout from the caucus, it's going to really define the road going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were talking about earlier, all I can say about caucuses is I'm even more confused about how to caucus. The whole thing is it's habadoo gaggery and habadoo gee is exactly what a caucus is. It's a damn mess. But you know what?
Basically,
Flip a
it basically
coin.
makes no sense.
Trump's going to win a caucus. I mean, we're not smart enough to figure out what winning a caucus is exactly, but I'm sure Trump is.
Yeah, oh yeah, he is. He's much smarter than you and I.
That's
We
scary.
just go by Twitter followers, and he has approximately like a billion more, so he's a billion times smarter than us.
I like that metric. It's an agreeable metric. If
Well, not, I don't know if we want to go that far, because how many does Kim Kardashian have?
geez, what I was gonna say is, if Trump wins,
Oh Jesus,
our show
she
might.
has about 40 million. So, look,
Jesus Christ, that's awful, dude. But if Trump wins, our show is basically going to be like, what's Trump going to do next? I feel like if Trump loses, then our show basically turns into this brutal
how
fight
to survive the apocalypse.
right. Like I think our product would be a lot more less in demand in a Trump presidency. In a Hillary presidency, I think we're a hot item. Until we get knelt down in front of a ditch and shot in the back of the fucking head.
It's true. Until Hillary comes out and says,
Shut it down. Shut it all down.
"Fucking drops."
Oh man, that makes me feel like a real pro that we have some drops in here though.
I know we need more. I've been looking through it, and we don't have that. We don't have that many. We've had the same ones for
10
a
shows
month,
now.
basically.
Well, I guess we belong in a garbage can this time.
Exactly. I think we played every single one we have. Yep. Yep.
I don't think so.
I'll give you half of nothing.
We played that like 5 times.
Oh, I thought you meant this show. I thought you meant in this show.
Oh no! I mean, every time in all of our episodes.
Okay, all right.
That should be something we should strive for, is having a new drop every show. We did have the Trump or the Limbaugh one with the alt-right dude. I mean, we need to dox and
Yep, track that son of a bitch down. So,
all right.
so who you got tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who you want to put money on? If we're going to Vegas, who would you put money on?
Probably Martin O'Malley. He's pulling at 2%. I say he takes at least 5. Hey, I want to make some money. I say O'Malley takes at least 5% tomorrow.
You're gonna say no, like let's say imagine yourself actually taking money out of your wallet to place this bet. Is that what you want to bet on?
I mean, do I have to predict a percent or like a minimum?
No. Like just who outright wins the caucus.
Oh, okay. Trump.
All right. That's how I feel about it too. Like that's the only place I'd actually be comfortable spending the money.
Yeah, I mean, the Democratic race is too close, I think, between Clinton and Sanders.
Clinton and who?
Sanders?
Sorry, I started laughing and I couldn't simulate an echo. Because I expected us to get through at least a couple more. Sanders. What? Sanders. What?
I got you that time. You fool me once, you son of a bitch. Where's that? I need to find that George
The
W.
George W.
Fool me once part. Let me... That's it. I just googled George Bush on YouTube, or searched it on YouTube, and the very first thing was "fool me once." All right, let me switch my mic over, and we're gonna play this over, just so all of our listeners can hear it. If you haven't heard this, it's
gold.
phenomenal. All right, let's get this playing.
And so, in my state of the union, or my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it, speech to the nation.
Can you hear that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
The human being and fish can coexist peacefully. And America needs a military where our best and brightest are proud to serve and proud to stay. If you're a single mother with 2 children, which is the toughest job in America as far as I'm concerned, and you're working hard to put food on your family, rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? Business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country. See, I don't think you can be.
The laugh track is
There's an
killing me.
old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
I'm so mad that was the last part.
Again. Sorry.
Uh,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. I was hoping it was only going to be, just the fool me once part, but there was a lot of other gems in there.
That was a dynamite little gem right there.
Hey, I never voted for the guy.
I did once. Good for me. Better than
I was too young.
Gore.
I did vote for George W. Bush, and the very first election I could vote in was the '08 election, and I wrote in, which was McCain versus Obama. I wrote in George W. Bush.
I think I wrote in like Ron Paul or something.
I swear to God, if Ted Cruz pulls my voter record and mails it out to somebody,
Gonna whoop his ass.
they're gonna see that I wrote in George W. Bush in 2008.
I've been doing write-ins for a hot minute now.
I voted for Romney in 12, but I didn't want to.
I think I wrote in Gary Johnson in 2012.
That's a good one. Well, I mean, who are we gonna write in if Trump doesn't get the nomination? If some chicanery comes out of the RNC?
Hold on. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He's a Muslim.
Right? We may as well go full fucking stop, dude.
What about who do we want? Sessions. That's who we wanted.
Oh.
I'll write in Sessions.
We'll write in Sessions. I like it. So if the old RNC loves stealing primaries.
Yeah, they tried to steal it from Reagan.
How should we deal with old Rancid Pubis if he tries more chicanery? Brain trust?
I mean, that's what I was getting ready to say. We have to take the brain trust off the drawing board.
We have to assemble the brain trust.
And into my front yard.
Dude, will your homeowners association allow that?
I mean, they allow sheds now, so
Jesus Christ, dude.
I think the brain trust counts as a shed.
Yes.
Because what you're shedding your head, right?
Yeah. Shedding a lot of thought. A lot of gray matter.
All over the pavement. We can't get too specific, though. That's still members only. That's so gross sounding. Fucking Gallagher.
Yeah, we'll have to give out what do you call them? Ponchos.
Yeah, ponchos and a tarp.
For people who come to public viewings of the Brain Trust. So I don't know.
We'll just do it right in my cul-de-sac, man. It'll be
gorgeous. It'll be perfect. We'll build a wall. All right, man. You got anything else?
I don't think I do. This is a short second half, but I think we went a little long on our first half, so it works out. So, I only have one more question.
Hit me.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
Let's go. Let's go do karate, man.
I love it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Exodus Americanus. We'll hit you back up.
We got to go do karate.
We'll hit you back up after the Hawkeye Cockeye. Check us out when we're live tweeting at Exo-Americanus or at Roscoe SB Jones. Our website, ExodusAmericanus.com, YouTube.com, / Exodus Americanus.
Just
I have
search
no idea
Exodus
what our YouTube is.
Americanus on YouTube, you lazy fucks.
Yeah. We're on the Google. And there's a saying here in Kentucky. Fool me once.
Well,
Shame on you.
fool me twice.
Fool me twice. Can't do it. Can't fool me again.
I was hoping that you were gonna play that the Who song.
Oh no.
I thought you were gonna blast us with the yeah and some Can't Get Fooled Again.
Next time, maybe.
Next time. All right, man. So I'll catch you on the internet.
Yeah. We'll see you all later. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. This rap shit is mine, motherfucker. Fucking. Fuck what you heard. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Fuck. Fucking bitch. Nigga. Bitch. Fucker. Nigga. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga. Niggas. Nigga. Niggas. Niggas. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.